New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern appears headed for big election win and second term in early vote counting.
This post received a score of 49,000, with an upvote ratio of 89%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
As of now, Ardern's Labour Party is projected to win 66 seats. If they manage this, it will be the first time since the introduction of MMP in New Zealand in 1996 that a single party will win the majority of seats, 61 seats, without needing to rely on a coalition. Edit. The AP seems to have updated and moved the article. The article is now here, and has more details. Edit. Final results indicate that Labour will have won 64 seats, so they have an outright majority. Final seat counts. Labour 64, National 35, Australian Capital Territory 10, Green 10, Maori 1, NZ First 0 exits Parliament.
Does the political landscape change in any way if a coalition is no longer required?
Well, I read online that some were hoping for Labour to fail to attain a majority by a slim margin, because then they'd have to join a coalition with the Green Party to get a majority, which would push them toward more left-wing policies. If Labour were able to govern without needing any partners, they'd probably focus more on centre-left policies and positions. The Greens' platform includes things like more stringent climate policies and a wealth tax for those with net worth over $1 million, and they might try to implement those in a Labour-Green coalition, but I don't know whether Labour alone would support these policies. Labour could still choose to form a coalition or agreement with the Greens, even if they already have a majority in Parliament.
At the very least, Labour will not be forced to go into coalition with NZ First, meaning they will be able to pass some leftist reforms.
They couldn't work with NZ First even if they wanted to. NZ First won't have any seats in Parliament. CR Winnie. It's highly unusual for MMP as a system to deliver a majority for one party. If anything, as a system it's geared to prevent precisely that outcome. Clearly this has been a referendum of sorts on how Ardern has handled the pandemic. Her style of leadership has a clear mandate for the next Parliament.
Jacinda is a fantastic crisis leader. She will now need to handle the housing crisis in New Zealand. A crisis that won't be made any easier by the lack of economic opportunity in a COVID world.
Unfortunately, the policy doesn't indicate there will be any change here. Wouldn't put it past Ardern to change pace and embrace some more radical changes with her massive mandate. She even used the term accelerate in her speech.
Jacinda during the campaigns was clearly appealing to the demographic more likely to vote. That's why she wouldn't say whether she thinks house prices should drop, or why she wouldn't make a stance on the legalized cannabis referendum. I'm hoping we saw a much higher youth turnout this time around. She starts to speak and act more for the more radical young left voters in NZ.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.